Good morning. Yes, welcome. It's good to see you. How's everybody doing?
Better than ever.
All right, doing great. Happy to see all those old new people back here again. Great to see everybody. So excited. We're so excited. This is a service that is done by request, because it is so powerful. Because we celebrate spirituality here, and the 12 steps, starting with the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, are a spiritual process, a spiritual program of our time, right? Of our time. That has changed millions of lives and now has transcended from just alcoholism, right, into all kinds of addictions and for so many different things. And it's a real treasure to be able to celebrate it here and to see what can we glean from it, all of us individual searchers here. So we took some words of wisdom out of the big book here in the 12 and 12, and we see the story of Bill Wilson, who's talking in this program, in the 12-step book, and he's talking about this problem he had with spirituality, with the God stuff, right? A problem with the God stuff. Like, what do we do with that? How do we heal those wounds of that in our own lives? How do we come to a place where it makes sense for us personally? I don't know about you, but even as a kid, I had this sense of a connection. And even so, that connection sort of spoke to me as a little kid. I mean, we all have, like, special friends or something. We have, I believe that all the children have guides. We're connected. We can feel those messages coming in. I was brought up very Roman Catholic. In fact, we went to Mass every day, not just, Sundays, because you could walk across the street to it in the Bronx there. And so, I had this, as a little kid, had this conversation with Jesus. It was like, kind of talking to me. But then as I got older and people were telling me about who this guy was, I'm like, that's not the guy that was talking to me. There was something's different. Something's not, So then, who was right? Who was wrong? I'm a kid. I don't know. So I took this God of my understanding, this energy, this essence of love, unconditional love, and I packed it away. Because I'm just a kid, right? They're big and powerful, and they know better than me. At least that's what they drilled into my head with all their good intentions. And later on in life, when it was time to really find some spirituality, because as much as I tried, I couldn't find it anymore. It wasn't there, because I tried to follow the rules, but the rules, they just didn't work. Because I negated my own soul connection. So when people go into a 12-step program, a lot of times the biggest part of that illness and addiction is that soul deprivation. That closing off of the soul. Because there's so much you have to shut down to not hear, to continue to do what you say you're never going to do again, and to do it again. Right? There's a lot to that. And even your own sense of self. I promise myself I won't do it. Finding themselves doing it again. Now there's a whole biology that goes with this too. And I want to say just a quick thing that I think it is an absolute miracle that here we have a viable disease by the American Medical Association, and its #1 treatment is a spiritual program. Now we're transcending boundaries, right? We're saying that now you have a physical ailment, a proven biological illness, has a pattern, has all kinds of symptoms. We can diagnose it, but the best cure is a spiritual one. Of now taking you into consideration body, mind, and soul. Going in and reconnecting, refinding that lost, unique, beautiful expression of that That's your energy. That's your song. That you are meant to sing in this beautiful chorus, this beautiful symphony of humanity. So, these 12 steps are this way of like stepping back into the Spirit, coming back into it, and giving us a plan for living. So how do I do that? How do I connect back to, well, first I got to see that, I've been trying to control it. I've been trying to either fight what I've been told or fight what's within me, or just getting lost in my own sense of, what I think is right. So we want to thank Dr. Phil here for putting together, finding the 12 steps for us and putting them down there. We admitted that we were powerless over others. Our book that we're doing in the 12-step plus class is Recovery the Sacred Art, and there Rabbi Rami Shapiro is saying, how about we are powerless over our need to have control? He says the biggest thing that all of us are dead, and that's why we always want the quick fix, right? Because we're trying to control everything, right? Controlling how we feel, controlling what others do, controlling what others think, controlling the way everything works in our lives, right? Me playing God for everybody else, right? And that's the thing. He says, and our lives have become unmanageable. Guess what? Just doesn't work. They say we make plans and God laughs, right? God not laughs at us and says, oh, you silly children. I have something better. See, that's not what we don't hear. We don't hear in the laugh that I have something better. That's the thing that we miss. We miss when we try to control things, that the divine has something bigger for all of us. I mean, come on. Have any of you created anything as majestic as that beautiful landscape outside here? Come on, right? And stars at night, that glorious moon, the super moons we've been having, power of the oceans. It's trusting that that's something that has a better plan for us. And when I look into that second step, so now came to believe, okay, that there's something else out there. And a lot of us, when you're going along and, you didn't trust them because people told you things and it didn't work out for you, and got hurt before and it didn't work. So how do I come to believe? I'm independent. I like to do things on my own. And I tell you that nobody here is independent. Nobody. As much as you you worked hard, you go do your job, you do that, you would be independent if you were out there in those woods and that's where you lived. You grew your own food, you got your own electricity, right? All those parts that we take advantage of. Because we don't. We're not alone. We don't want to be alone. Anybody want to give up all their creature comforts? Right? No. We're in this together. So believing that we're depending upon that, we need that, but take it to a larger extent. What can that do? What does that do when I let go? As our song said, let go and let God. What happens? And it says that it will return me to sanity. You know what I like better than sanity? We were talking about that too. Innocence. That I can return to innocence. Remember that time? That's back in that time when I had that connection, when I trusted in that connection. There was no doubt. There was joy, laughter, fun. It was real. That innocence of that child trusting. We go back to that place of trusting. Which means we need to just turn our lives over and forget all of the stuff, the guilt and the shame and the remorse and all the other stuff that prevents us from living this. So the 12 steps can be broken down into 3. trust God, clean house, and serve others. That's it. Those first three is a way of coming back to that sense of trusting. And then the rest of them are worried about how do you clean house? Well, we know that coming to this place in our evolution, because we are talking a lot and what we do as a community, we want an awakened awareness in our lives. So we have to take into account the evolutionary place that we are in our place of psychology and understanding our minds and the way we work. And part of that is how do we help get rid of the guilt and the shame, and spirituality has told us forgiveness. But I think we've gone so far from the spiritual, we don't know what forgiveness is. We're too good at forgive and remember. Or better yet, keep a ledger, just in case. Right? That's not cleaning house. That's carrying around the load. So the 12 steps give, in the middle parts of those steps, they give a way of how do we clean house? How do we do it? By simple processes. And we all know this in all kinds of traditions that we've done. Journaling helps, talking to another, admitting to God, to myself, and to another human being. Wow, no more admitting to myself, I can't. You can. So I'm going to let you. Admitting to myself, allowing for that. Power, the upliftment, the ease. I keep stepping more and more. I keep walking these steps, and you can feel it. You can feel it the more that you work them, the higher you go. The more that you work them, the more that you can see that this God of your understanding. People say G-O-D, the great outdoors.
Yeah.
God of my understanding. How's that? Right? Good, orderly direction. Following spiritual principles. Understanding that higher nature of the laws of the universe. Cause and effect. All kinds of things. Make it your own. Make it personal. Make it powerful. There is one requirement of an attribute of the God of your understanding that's in the 12 steps, and it comes in the 12 traditions that go along with the 12 steps, and it says a loving God. So whatever it is, it's got to have a loving attribute for it. Otherwise, you're just cutting yourself short. Right? So that goes along with it. And then the 12 steps give us very practical things to do. So you got in 10, 11, and 12, right? So 10 is continue to take that inventory at the end of the day. Ask yourself, how did I do? How did I do today before you go to sleep at night? Did you not make a connection all day? Well, make one before you go to sleep. Start over every minute, any minute. Oh, rush down in the morning, I couldn't do what I needed to do. Well, when you're in your drive, turn on that spiritual song. Sing your part. Make your connection. It's right there. It's right there. At any point, at the end of the day, always ask, how did I do? And the reason why you ask, because the next thing is to listen. Because I guarantee you, that God of your understanding is constantly there saying, I got you. I never left you. And even if you forgot today, I've been there. And that's the most important thing to hear at the end of the day. So, they say in the 12-step traditions that doing all of these things gives you a spiritual awakening. Yes, that's what we've been looking for, right? That awakening, that tuning in and being able to see a bigger picture from the things from our understanding of our life experience. A spiritual awakening. It doesn't say ta-da, bright lights, all kinds of things going on, because I can tell you if a being of light appeared right here before us and said, come with me now. I'll take you right now to heaven. Some might go, but I mean, I would like to say, well, I gotta go check on the grandkids, and there's just a few things I want to do first. Some might say, did I leave the stove on? Because I'm too afraid to admit, but some are ready, But that's that, that connection to the divine, and especially the divine as you understand it, understands what works for you. Isn't that amazing? Understand what you personally need, and will give you what you need. If all you do is open your arms to it and trust in it. And then what you do is you just live your life helping other people by not judging them, by trusting in that spiritual connection that they have that is so unique and beautiful and wonderful. And let them know, no matter what, there is a power greater than them that can help them, that will love them, and that will heal them.